hated the other video that I just did, so I'm going to try this again. Let me just share it real quick on the Facebooks, and we're going to try this one more time. There we go. Let's try this again because I hated the last one. So what we're doing here today is we're going to add a lightsaber blade to this photo where there is no lightsaber blade. A lot of times in photos that you have for cosplay, you have costumers with some kind of day blade or one of the white acrylic blades has LEDs in it. In this case, it's just the hilt. So what we're going to use today here in Photoshop, this is CS6 or something like that. But most of the ones that you guys will probably have will have this feature called the pin tool. The pin tool is very helpful when adding sabers because you can pick beginning and end points, and then after you can even get fancy with it and do like perspectives, like if this if she was pointing this like at an angle away from her, you could make the tip of it much thinner than, you know, the thicker part down by the emitter. So to ensure here that I'm going to, you know, make this kind of going in the same direction as the hilt, I'm going to start my points down here and I'm going to change them later. Just clicking there, and we're going to end it about right here. We're going to move over a little bit and guesstimate the width of the blade, the thickness of the blade. You're going to click and hold to create this little curvy part, and you can control, click on the end of these, and you can adjust them. You can do all sorts of good stuff with this pen tool. I use it in product photography because I cut out images. So we're gonna control click the little points on the end there, get it to the curvature we want for the end of the blade. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to alt click on the center, because if you left it and you try to click over here, it's got a weird curve to it. So I've alt clicked on the center. Now I can go all the way back over and make this kind of parallel. So that's kind of roughly how we want this to go right here. I'm going to move these back over here now that we know where we want it to end up. And you can adjust. Put in a happy little saber blade. Right now I think it's a little thick. That's what she said. So we're going to adjust it like that. All right, and like I said, you can click and hold. Let's zoom in here so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so where we wanted to go here, you click and hold and you match the curve of that emitter there. And this we want to move over here. There we go. See that matches that curve nicely. All right. So now, hi Ryan. Now I have, these are the layers. These are actually other layers that I did on my previous one. So we did roughly the same thing. What we're going to do is we're going to go to path, and what it is, this is the path that we've been creating. You can click off of it and it goes away, click path and it comes back on. So that's our blade right now. You're going to click on the select icon there, which is down there in the corner, and we are going to go up top to layer, new, layer via copy. And it's kind of already doing it. What is that? I don't want it to do that. I want it to do. What is happening here? This is going great. Oh, I see what happened here. So make sure you have the background layer is the only thing you have selected. There we go. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that. So we're gonna name this Saber 2 because we've already done this once before, but that's fine. So we have our layers here, and I'm gonna right click it, click blending options. And we are going to color overlay and make the core of our saber blade white because they're all white, whether it's a red lightsaber or Mace Windu's purple lightsaber. The center of the blade's always white, I guess, because it's super hot. We're going to turn on an inner glow and an outer glow. And you want these to be the same yellow when we're done with them. Right now, we're going to just drag to the top corner, switch over, drag to the top corner. We'll start with the outer glow first. Right here. Change your blend mode to normal. Pretty much what you're going to want to do, like softer there, we're going to bring this up to like 95%. And we're going to adjust the size of it to where it's a good, got some good blade dither there. That looks pretty good. And noise you don't really want to mess with because that just makes it kind of grainy and chunky. Spread I don't really mess with a whole lot. A little bit is good because it makes it more dense toward the white part of the blade. So that's good. Range I don't really mess with a whole lot. We kind of want to keep range, I guess, kind of where it was. Toward the middle would be good. We're going to leave that right there for right now. That's starting to look pretty good. And then we're going to go over to inner glow, change that up as well. There we go. I don't want to mess with that any. Just adjust your settings a little bit to get a good mix. You kind of want to adjust. I like to do it by hand every time with these sliders because you don't really, there's not one perfect, setting depending on how close your blade is to the monitor or how far away it is. If you were to put these in and like put them into a pre-built filter, it might look goofy. So I like doing them by hand. It doesn't take very long once you get the hang of it. So that's pretty good right there. Let's go out here and look at it. That looks pretty good. So that's our initial shape, and that's in this layer Saber 2. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to layer, duplicate layer. And what that's going to do is it's going to let me, see it got super thick. So I'm going to turn off my original layer and I'm going to play with this one. And then that way, if I want to adjust later, I can go back because I'm going to go to layer, rasterize, layer style. And that's going to kind of flatten out our blending options that we had before and let us apply filters to this saber blade. See, and you can like move it around and stuff. We're going to go to filter and we're going to go to blur. We're going to go to Gaussian blur. Anywhere between like 1 and 2 is usually pretty good. It gets like kind of crazy the farther you go over here. That's too crisp, but you want, wow, that looks great. All right, so 2, and now I can kind of bump this over a little bit. I have my layer. Here. Yeah. So there you have it. Just nudge that over and that's fitting that spot pretty well. So you, like I said, you take the pen tool here, and yeah, happy little lightsabers. Take a pen tool, make your blade. If you have a blade in the shot, it's great because you just trace it. Can you make your shape? You can control some control, or you hold down to get the curve, and then you can kind of control click on the ends to readjust. It's not permanent until you kind of move on, and then you gotta kind of restart on that particular point. Alt click on that, bring it back there, click on it to close it. So that's how you mask. You can go around fingers. I've had to mask netting before, and that was a pain. And then once you're all done with your different blending options here, which is a white color overlay, and then you use your saber color, inner glow, outer glow. Make sure they're the same, unless you're doing some crazy lightsaber. After that, you kind of flatten that layer out. Usually I like to duplicate it before I do that, so I can go back and adjust if I need to. And then you want to add a Gaussian blur filter. And that's it. I don't know. I was going to do some photoshopping and thought you guys might like to see a quick and easy way to add saber blades onto your cosplay photos. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and we'll get back to you. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.